सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्च अर्थेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत् सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो ब्राह्मणेभ्यो आचार्येभ्यो भक्तेभ्यो साधुभ्यो साधकेभ्यो तीर्थेभ्यो क्षेत्रेभ्यो नदीनदेभ्यो शास्त्रेभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षये सूतमहामुनये शौनकादिऋषिभ्यो वैशम्पायनादिऋषिभ्यो अत्र्यादिऋषिभ्यो मत्स्याद्यवतारेभ्यो प्रह्लादादिभक्तजनेभ्यो आदित्यादिनवग्रह देवताभ्यो श्री दक्षिणामूर्ति दत्तात्रेय हयग्रीवादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। श्री आदिपराशक्तिमात्रे नमः। श्री माता पितृदेवताभ्यो नमः। श्री आद्यशंकराचार्यादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। तेषां सर्वेषां गुरूणां देवतानां परब्रह्मणः श्रुतिमातुः अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधसिद्ध्यर्थं पुराणेतिहासोक्तभगवद्भागवतदर्शन अनुग्रह अनुभव प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थान जागरण विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं तत्कृत कंकणबद्ध समस्त साधक भक्त सेवक उपासक संस्थापकानहंच आयुरारोग्यादि समस्त संपदा श्रद्धा भक्त्यादि समस्त साधना समस्त शक्तीनां समस्त अनुकूलतानां सिद्धि द्वारा बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रु विघ्न निर्मूलन द्वारा नित्य निरंतर सनातन धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये दिग्विजय प्राप्त्यर्थम विश्वशांति कल्याण एकता प्राप्त्यर्थम श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण शास्त्रस्य दशमस्कन्धस्य द्वादशस्कन्धस्य विपारायणम् अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ दशमस्कन्धः। Friends, welcome to our evening classes. Wonderful that you are there, that we are able to steadily study and studiously study and steadily put effort and little by little growing to begin with in our understanding. See, we are always as a jiva alone only. Whoever are there around us are nothing but the bringers or the messengers or the porters or the courier service of the results of whatever the punya or the papa we have done. That is why we see anybody who comes in our life, after giving the due quote of sukha or dukkha, they just leave us and go. In that way, if you count from the time of our birth till now, how many hundreds, thousands, in some people's case, lakhs of people have come and gone. Some stay for a long time, depending on what they have to give. Some stay only for a fraction of moment, only for a minute or so, like in trains or buses or traffics, was a little bit only. Sukha or dukkha they give and go. So the short thing is to learn is we are always alone. If at all anything is there is our own antakarana, and through that antakarana, what can be there with us is our ignorance or our wisdom. gained again through Shastra, through the Guru, and through Paramatma. So, Paramatma, Guru, Shastra, our Antakarana, in that our own Punya Papa or Adhyatmika Sadhana, or doing non positive things. These alone are there always with us. Philosophically seen also, that seeing duality alone is the highest or first most ignorance. Wherever is Dvaita is there, there will be always Dukkha through Raga or through Dvesha. So we have to grow out of all these through our learnings. Else, we always will be getting disappointed in the world from the people towards we have raga and dvesha, and an ignorant person, when that person troubles and goes away or loves then goes away, he will go in search of someone else. A common sensed person thinks about who can be permanent with me. Only the self can be permanent, the divine can be permanent. There first he aims at and accomplishes his permanent oneness with divine. Then he plays in the temporary which come and go. If we refuse this knowledge, that means we have decided to become miserable all the time. Not even God can stop us if we are of that decision takers. Also, if we take this decision of living independently, doing our own sadhana, nearing to the truth, even God cannot stop, rather, He'll be happily helping us. These wisdoms, if they don't come to us as early as possible, we live long life of so many miseries and disappointments with everybody around, with all again compromises and expectations. And while doing this life of depending on people, we lose our own personal freedom. You understand? We have spoken about this shloka how many times? What is sukha and dukkha defined in our shastras? Sarvam paravasham dukkham, sarvam atmavasham sukham, etat vidyat samasena lakshanam sukha dukkha yoho. All dependency is misery. It is anybody very close to you. All paravasham is dukkham, sarvam savasham sukham, atmavasham sukham. You lose your independence. You will never remember that you are a human being, you are a jiva, you are given this human life to discover the divinity. All this most essential aspect becomes selected and deleted from our life if we are all paravasha, whoever they may be. And the foolishness of all that is, we get left and right kicks of disappointment, still we get attached, and nobody is attached to the same relation in life, but everybody is attached to the different one or the other relativity as well as the objects, and get kicked. This is a very subtle point. Does it mean that we should not be with anyone and go and stay in a jungle like a babaji? That is ultimate. Anyway, we say yes to that, but yet you reserve your inner freedom by these three things. One, nobody is permanent. Second, we should not enslaved by anything or being. Third, our goal is none of these things of the world, only Paramatma. You understand? If these three things are there and we reserve our freedom, we are wise. Or else हम अपने आंखों के सामने देख रहे, even our parents also leave us and go. Our near dears and leave and go. So choose to become miserable throughout remembering them. It is your choice. Nobody can stop. Saying thank to them, you find your own way for your own evolution. That is more wisdom. Think about it coolly. If these things we don't understand, we don't want to implement them, then we are fooling ourselves only. If somebody is fooling oneself, who can do the fooling? Nobody can fooling. He will only even watch. So that is why we are through the study of Shastra getting our strong hold on to the Paramatma and to our own self as the true final goal as well as support. As much we become stronger in this, so much we are not enslaved by our own minds, dependencies on things, beings, situations, etc., which are not in our control. Especially those who are studying Shastra. Reserve your freedom. Dare not anybody overpower you for any reason. You love them, but nobody should sit on your head. If anything of that sort comes, leave everything, go to Kashi, just leave body there. Better that is than living like a slave here or there. That is what we are Bhagavan's children. He will take care of us. Because when we are living life of dependency, we are used like a doormat by everyone. Serving world is okay, loving world is okay. But being used like a doormat or a napkin or tissue paper and thrown like all Indian mothers, fathers, only mothers are called in America, Australia, so that they can become babysitters. When the babies grow, then mothers are not required. Go to India, stay in a hostel, we'll pay money. In that thing, what's happening? We are missing our goal. And that beautiful life of ours, time, healthy time of ours, we are not using it for Paramatma. And who is culprit? Our own selves. That we are not going to a right channel for right direction, for a right guidance, for a correct wisdom. We are going only wrong direction. You know, instead of taking guidance from our gurus and elders, we take only guidance from those who are on whom we depend and all. And we justify it also. We have to strike balance both. In all, what we have to do is right thing. What we have to do is reserve freedom. What we have to do is love and serve only duly, not unduly. More than all that, what we have to do is our own time energies well spent for our own sadhana. That is what I talk about. Once the retirement happens, 58, 60, 61, those next 10, 12 years are so beautiful for both the retired person and his wife. इतना आराम से मिलकर तीर्थ यात्राएं करो, स्वाध्याय करो, सत्संग में जाओ, मंदिर में जाओ, अपना अनुष्ठान उपासना करो, मिलकर call some saints to your house, do their seva, get variety of upasanas, vratas done. How wonderful it would be. If one of them goes away, the other person what to do? Spend more time in sadhana and pray to the departed, your own spouse, whatever, whoever they are. May that person or jiva also get a better life and proceed. And philosophically seen in every sharira, millions of time we have taken birth, every time different wife or husband, children, ये all ऋणानुबंध ये सब मिस्चीफ है पता नहीं कब क्या होता है Idea is what? Good that you and I are spending time in studying Shastra better than so many fortunately unfortunate people. Fortunate because they have plenty of time, unfortunate because they don't use it for this. We are lucky. And then our job now is to become more and more focused and single pointed. That there should not be the sameness between us who are studying Shastras and those who are not studying. We should be special and different. Not special and indifferent. Neighbors envy, owners pride wala onida. That I know this, I know that. That bevakufi I'm not talking. Special in terms of more responsible for our own spiritual evolution. We have to question ourselves along with pride that we are attending classes. Question ourselves also through these classes. Is any knowledge stronger, subtler coming to us? Are we committed to live that knowledge? Accordingly, are we finding freedom from all slavery of the upadhis and the vastu vyakti vishesha? To that extent, are we becoming sharanagata to the Paramatma, and are we nearing in our identity with the true self? These are the things we have to do more and more. Last 15, 20 years of our life should be fully engaged in this only. In that effort only, the inner wisdom dawns, the intellect gets opened up to give us the correct picture and vision of what entirely the whole gamut is happening. Who is Lord? What's creation? Who are we? What is the meaning Jiva? What is our role here? What we have to do? ये सारा पूरा हमको समझ में आना है. That is why we are human beings. These cannot even devatas cannot know that. They are busy in their own bhoga. उनका दृष्टि उसी में होता है. Other animals, birds and all, they are only survival according to instincts and nature. You and I only as human beings, this way by nirantara exposure can expand our vision, horizon, possibilities, etc. Good we have started. It's only a beginning. Our 1,000 days, 10 days back, it is 1,000 days. Our 1,000 days of studying Bhagavata is only a beginning. It should go on for hundreds of lives, uncounted, till our antakarana becomes fully purified, single pointed, made subtle, and in that the entire wisdom is done. Pakka sab cheez spashta, like when the moss from the water is removed, how the bottom of the water or the river, whatever, is seen clearly. In the same way, through this study, all the cobwebs or the coverings of misunderstandings, wrong understandings go away. The crystal clear, perfect understanding of what are we, what is the world, we should be clearly having it. See how nicely in our morning Taittiriya Upanishad, one by one thing is being opened up. Brahma Tattva, it is Satyatva, he is Kamayita, yet Swatantra, and he is Ekameva. And today we started that. So Kamayata Bahusyam, Prajayeya, Satapotapita, Satabastaptva. Tomorrow we are going to study all those sublime things. Well spent life is that wherein we are spiritually attending and growing, and it should be relentless, continuous to from one guru whom we have tuned to, and it should be a systematic shastra adhyanam. किसी महात्मा को किसी दिन सुनना, it's only initial stages. So to listening to the entertaining lectures, laughing lectures, on time pass lectures, story lectures, information lectures also is LKG. Slowly, we have to listen to the deep bhakti and bhakti yoga. We have to listen to deep Ashtanga yoga or the yoga darshanam. We have to listen to deep Vedanta of the Upanishads. This is highest. So, whatever punyas we have done, whatever upasanas we have done, whatever seva to Gurujana we have done in our earlier lives, that every day, all this variety of things Bhagavan is giving us. There was a time where, because of our prarabdhas, variety of dukkhas were given to us. Husband troubling, wife troubling, children not listening, in-laws troubling, neighbors troubling. And another time Bhagavan gave us all sukha. The friends were loving, brothers sisters were loving. तो जिंदगी में ना इन सब का मिलावट होता है. मिलाप मिलाप मिलावट और मिला इन सब का मिलकर होता है. And now Bhagavan has chosen to give us variety of Shastra Shravana. Now those who are encashing, they are so matured and lucky. Matured people will encash it, encashing people will start becoming matured. That is, they then giving of the Shastras and Guru, their blessings. May we continue it. Little bit we have started gaining now, knowledge, understanding. Let it be relentless, continuous, constant. Already we have delayed. ये सारा हमको 50 साल पहले ही करना था. कर दिया शुरू, तो अब तक आप सब हम हिमालयों में एक एक गुफा में एक एक महायोगी बनकर अपने नंबर से अमुकानंदा तमुकानंदा 1 0 0 8 3 5 अपना नंबर लगा के बैठ जाते. कोई नहीं, बेटर लेट देन नेवर. एटलीस्ट नाउ वी कैन डू इट. Never give up Shastra Adhyanam, never give up the subtlest Adhyatmika Jivana of sadhana of surrendering to the Lord and knowing our own essential self. How much ever it is difficult may be, we have to like. How much ever bitter it may be, how much ever non-tasty it may be, don't we take medicine for our physical health on the advice of doctor? So too the spiritual doctors, rishis, munis have given the seemingly bitter medicines of Tattva Chintanam, Bhakti and Sharanagati. Even though at one time we may not feel tasty about it, yet we have to consume it, like you are doing now. It's not a numaish, it is not a tamasha, entertainment for which people flock. It's a very serious, sincere speaking, listening, audition, and all which asks for so much of efforts and all sacrifices. So we are doing it. Good, continue. Not an ordinary feat or effort. This is to the most boring, disinterested Shastra Shravana we are doing. Yet that continuity alone opens up subtle understandings, secrets to us, which give meaning and purpose to life. Is it not important? There should be a meaning to our life. एक अर्थ होना चाहिए जिंदगी का, एक उद्देश्य, एक पर्पस होना चाहिए. That is Paramatma only. Good. Let us continue. Now today too, like every day, 4 classes, 10th Skandham. In that we will perhaps conclude our 49th chapter, or we may extend it to tomorrow. Purvardham Dashamaskandham. Then in the 12th Skandha, we will see the Athyanthika Pradaya, how far we can go into. Then in our Adhyatma Ramayana Shastra, Bhagwan's answer to Vali, we have seen all that over. Now what Bhagwan teaches to Tara, the Tattvopadesha, little bit we'll study today. Then our Sri Devi Aparadha Kshamapana Stotram, for a few minutes we will chant. Thank you. Now let us do the 49th chapter's chanting. Where from we do? From verse number 14 to 31. Let us chant all these 18 mantras. Om Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuranam Dashamaskandha Purvardha अथ एकोनपञ्चाशत्तमोऽध्यायः. श्रीशुक उवाच इति अनुस्मृत्य स्वजनं कृष्णं च जगदीश्वरं प्रारुददुःखिता राजन् भवतां प्रपितामही समदुःखसुखो क्रूरः विदुरश्च महायशाः सान्त्वयामास तुः कुन्तीं तत्पुत्रोत्पत्तिहेतुभिः यास्यन् राजानमभ्येत्य विषमं पुत्रलालसम् अवदत् सुहृदां मध्ये बन्धुभिः सौहृदोदितम्. अक्रूर उवाच भो भो वैचित्र्यवीर्यत्वं कुरूणां कीर्तिवर्धन भ्रातर्युपरते पाण्डौ अधुना सनमास्थितः धर्मेण पालयन्नुर्वीम प्रजाः शीलेन रञ्जयन् वर्तमानः समः स्वेषु श्रेयः कीर्तिमवाप्स्यसि अन्यथा त्वाचरन् लोके गर्हितो यास्यसे तमः तस्मात् समत्वे वर्तस्व पाण्डवेष्वात्मजेषु च नेह चात्यन्तसंवासः कस्यचित् केनचित् सह राजन् स्वेनापि देहेन किमुजायात्मजादिभिः एकः प्रसूयते जन्तुः एक एव प्रलीयते एकोऽनुभुङ्क्ते सुकृतम् एक एव च दुष्कृतम् अधर्मोपचितं वित्तं हरन्त्यन्येऽल्पमेधसः सम्भोजनीयापदेशैः जलानीव जलौकसः पुष्णाति यान् अधर्मेण स्वबुद्ध्या तम् अपण्डितं ते अकृतार्थं प्रहिणवन्ति प्राणारायः सुतादयः स्वयं किल्विषमादाय तैस्त्यक्त्यो नार्थकोविदः असिद्धार्थो विशत्यर्धं स्वधर्मविमुखस्तमः तस्मात् लोकमिमं राजन् स्वप्नमायामनोरथं वीक्ष्यायं यात्मनात्मानं समः शान्तो भव प्रभो. धृतराष्ट्र उवाच यथा वदति कल्याणीं वाचं दानपते भवान् तथा नया न तृप्यामि मर्त्यः प्राप्य यथामृतं तथापि सूनृता सौम्य हृदि न स्थीयते चरे पुत्रानुरागविषये विद्युत्सौदामिनी यथा ईश्वरस्य विधिं को नु विधुनोत्यन्यथा पुमान् भूमेर्भारावताराय योऽवतीर्णो यदोह कुले यो दुर्विमर्शपथया निजमाययेदं सृष्ट्वा गुणान् विभजते तदनुप्रविष्टः तस्मै नमो दुरवबोधविहारतन्त्र संसारचक्रगतये परमेश्वराय. श्रीशुक उवाच इत्यभिप्रेत्य नृपतेः अभिप्रायं स यादवः सुहृद्भिः समनुज्ञातः पुनर्यदुपुरीमगात् शशंस रामकृष्णाभ्यां धृतराष्ट्रविचेष्टितं पाण्डवान् प्रति कौरव्य यदर्थं प्रेषितः स्वयम् इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे वैयासिक्यामष्टादशसाहस्र्यां पारमहंस्यां संहितायां दशमस्कन्धे पूर्वार्धे एकोनपञ्चाशत्तमोऽध्यायः. ओम शांति शांति शांति. Wonderful are these slokas. Unless they are daily studied, our intellect will not be stable. in its correct and complete and authentic understanding, to take right decisions at every moment of life, to act correctly, to get a correct result. So, in our life. So, here we have seen wonderful prayers of Mata Kunti. Then both Viduraji, who is Maha, what is called as Mahayashaha, then Akruraha, who is Samadukha Sukhaha, Santwas Yamasatuhu. They started doing Santvana counseling or consoling to Kunti Mata, who lost her husband and her 5 children are troubled by Dhrutarashtra Adi. So therefore, in life we have to go to right place also to get counseling at various periods of our life's struggles or problems. Should we not, Batao? Another unfortunate thing in our life is we suffer and we know we are lacking wisdom. We know there is someone very close to us who can give us wisdom, yet we don't want to go. We don't want to get the guidance from them, knowledge from them. देख तमाशा दुनिया का, जीवों का स्वयं कृत दुख का ये नजारा आपको दर्शन आ रहा है कि नहीं? I am suffering. Suffering is always because of wrongdoings and misunderstandings in the mind. What is the right understanding, right doing? There are gurus who know the Shastra who are ready to teach us. Instead of going there, we go only to those places where we are emotionally comforted. It is not enough. In fact, for a right speaking, if you allow people like us to speak the truth at every tragedy level, is a greatest opportunity for us to learn such a great wisdom after which nothing in the world happening, how much ever worse it appears to be, is no more a tragedy. Life is a tragedy to those who feel, comedy to those who think, our Puja Gurudev used to say. Really, this Vidura himself, you know how much knowledge he has got. अक्रूर जी also भगवान कृष्ण ही उनको इतना प्रेज करते हैं कि you are guru, you are पितृव्याह, you are this and that. Both of them. Kunti ji also is not less in her knowledge. But that time when she's going through the dukkha, that knowledge gets covered as if somebody have to discover it. But they will do it if she allows. If she says, "Ki, I don't want to live and listen to the words of wisdom from you, I just want to become miserable. If you can show compassion, pitiness to me in this way, it is okay, but don't give knowledge." If she refuses, what can anybody do? समझ आते ना बात ना? कुंती देवी से हमको ये सीखना है. She one is Vidura, who is Vidura, पांडु महाराज brother. So देवर जी बनते हैं उनको. Another is Akrura, so brother. So Devaru and Brotharu both are highly wise. They are very much around only. And if you don't want to listen from them, the wisdom, and want to continue suffering, what can you do? But thank God to Kunti Mata, she did all the three. She took the advice of this Vidura. He is the one who protected her when Dhrutarashtra and Duryodhana they were traveling. And she took here the advice of the great Akrura. More than these two, she sought the protection of Lord Krishna through devotion. That is why she survived safely little later. Her children became victorious. They ruled the kingdom. They had a very good life later on. अब शरीर छोड़कर तो फाइनली सबको जाना ही है. That you can't hold on to. Now I am talking to you. Who knows which day all things will be over? How does it matter? My journey will continue. Yours will continue. That's okay. That is all inevitable. But she was in her later period with her children being the kings there. She had good time because she took the advice of them. She took a shelter at the feet of Lord Krishna. ठीक है, बड़ों का गाइडेंस लो, कृष्ण भगवान का अनुग्रह लो और अपने बच्चों को धर्म क्या है सिखाओ. Teach what is dharma to children. Please don't accept whatever the children say as dharma. That will be a case of Dhrutarashtra. He says, whatever my useless putra says, he is correct. Even whatever my brother, great wise person, Vidura says, or Krishna says, or Bhishma says, or Drona says, they are all wrong. Duryodhana is right. There can be no comedy. You know, if you really look at our Shastras, lot of humor is there in them. Plenty of humor. One of the humor is this one. Vidura ji, आपने जो भी कहा पता नहीं ठीक होगा, लेकिन whatever my putter says, Duryodhan, he is right. His attachment, the blind attachment to the children, spoiled that son, made the entire Kauravamsha fight with each other and get destroyed. One Pandu and Kunti made the children so great. One Dhritarashtra and Gandhari made his 100 children so bad. Is it not? The whole world of any type of good or bad is made by the parents only, if you ask me. World is made by parents because world is made by people. People are having their own wisdom, stupidities, learn from the parents. By words, by deeds, both. Therefore, parents have great responsibility in the evolution of the world. Not these politicians, not saints and sages, not gurus. They all come later on. Basically, parents. They have to pay that rent. That's what they call pay rent. The paying the rent of taking care of the children that way. So with this, the episode right now of Kunti Devi's all that is over. Now our Akruraji time of departure comes. Now he calls for a meeting. In that publicly he will talk to Dhritarashtra words of wisdom. And these words of wisdom given by Lord Krishna through Akrura to Dhritarashtra are eternally valid to every one of the human beings, including us. Therefore, most important for us also to know them. We are already living them, wonderful. It is authorized now that I am living life as expected by Krishna. If not, if I am living a contrary life, then let me change as taught by Krishna in my own interest and interest of the things and beings around me. Wonderful are these teachings, sir. Not many. He has spoken only in 10 or 12 श्लोकास. कितने हो गए? 3 3 6 1 7 2 9 बस. 9 श्लोकों में ही उन्होंने हिंट करते हुए कुछ खास बातों को बताया. बट आई टेल यू द अनदर कॉमेडी ऑफ इट. सब सुनकर और धृतराज says only one thing. क्या? ए मेरे प्यारे अक्रूर जी, तेरा तुझको अर्पण क्या लागे मेरा. ऑल नॉलेज इज yours. फिर ले जाना और कहीं काम को आएगा. Allow me to continue my stupidity. Interesting. And the way he puts it very delicately, intelligently, it is understood. So to like when we also, with whatever little information, knowledge we have of Shastra, try to tell people. Some people तो सुनते ही नहीं. कुछ लोग have their own dareness, courage to refute and reject outrightly on the face. Many people listen, but in the mind they discount देते जाते हैं. Cut, 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 cut. Now we know that. Therefore, we also refrain from guiding. Why should we? Because after all, everybody's life is theirs own. We should not involve beyond a limit, beyond what they permit. Those are our limitations. नहीं तो कि भाई इज्जत हो जाएगी. है ना? Knowing wisdom is different, but having a wisdom, where to use this wisdom or not, that is more important. Otherwise, we only get disillusioned and disappointed by the world. Today's world is like that. That's why you can see one by one Mahatmas just withdrawing. Only people like us, only in Grasthas, they are becoming more and more speakers. They speak only Laukika Vaishyas and not Tattva Vishyas. Very few are there who talk only Tattva, whether people come and listen or not. You understood how all these consequences? Hmm. Now let us see what are the beautiful words of wisdom by Akruraji or Krishna's message through Akrura to Dhritarashtra. Catch karo. Without any biasness, without any type of hesitation. At the time of gaining the wisdom, if you have hesitation, if you have the ego reacting, if you have the biasness, never the wisdom helps us. ये याद रखना. That's a glorious thing in Arjuna's life. He went through variety of experiences. He did lot of mistakes. But when he had to learn from any elders, Bhishma, Drona, Vidura, hear Krishna, he was unbiased. Therefore, his question and answers became a great Shastra Gita. भगवद गीता बना हो. भगवान ने भी सोचा कि इसको दूं तो ये ले लेगा ज्ञान, ये हमेशा के लिए और रिटर्न रिकॉर्डेड सेव्ड रहेगा, which can help lakhs and millions. And that's what is happening. So, Sri Akrura Uvacha, what he says, before that he says, Yasyan having going back to Mathurapuri, Rajanam Abhyetya, approaching the Raja Dhrutarashtra, Vishamam Putra Lalasam, the one who is Vishama in his attitude toward the Pandavas, Putra Lalasam, too much attached to Duryodhanadi, such Dhrutarashtra, to that Dhrutarashtra, Avadatu, AKRURA spoke, Suhridam Madhye, among all the suhruts assembled there, bandhubihi sauhruda uditam, by the bandhus like Krishna ityadi, suhruda, with a wholeheartedness of welfare only, whatever they gave, idea he gave. Bandhubihi means bandhus of Krishna, bandhus like Krishna, Vasudeva ityadi. Sauhruda means suhrdata se, means of Dhritarashtra और पांडव इन सब के भलाई के लिए उन्होंने एडवाइस किया, वो वाला उन्होंने उसी लैंग्वेज में प्रेजेंट की. एंड दैट्स हाउ इन द बिगिनिंग इटसेल्फ धृतराष्ट्र को 2 श्लोकों में प्रेज करते हैं अक्रूर जी. देन ओनली पासेस ऑन इन एन अनबायस्ड मैनर द मैसेज yet unambiguously, if you do this with the opportunities given, you are blessed, your kirti will become very widespread, you can enjoy. Opposite of that, if you do, you will suffer inside because of your big calamities will happen. You will only have the apayasha. You know, in this world, India, how many thousands are named as Arjuna? I know Yudhishthira, Dharmaja and all Bhim. How many are named as Dhritarashtra? बताओ, किसी का धृतराष्ट्र नाम मिला कि आई डोंट नो. दुर्योधन का नाम dare not anybody put. Some nastikas out of that fancy and fun, just to talk against Hinduism, they try to put it. Also, 1 or 2 मूर्ख लोगों को we should not mind. They're only to test our own integrity and sadhana. Such fools come. Like all Christian, Islam, they come only to test our integrity regarding our loyalty to the glorious Sanatana Dharma. Ultimately, we only win anyway. Now come to this words of Krishna through AKRURA one by one. AKRURA Vacha. First, Bho Bho Vaichitra Virya. Oh, Bho Bho means oh dear, dear. Bho is a vocative case in a Sanskrit. Vaichitra Virya. So he is a Vichitra Virya's putra. Chitrangada Vichitra Virya. You know, Vichitra Virya. So by calling him as Vichitra Virya, Vichitra Virya Amsha se Utpanna or Imse Utpanna Dhritarashtra. So your Virya is really Vichitra only, your abilities and all. You have full ability to reject every wisdom given by every wise person. Such a Virya you have. And same Virya of yours gets fully failed when you have to reject what your children say, which is wrong. So Vaichitra Virya is literally it is correct. And Dhritarashtra's name truly stands. Dhrutam means very firmly held. Rashtra means kursi, chair. That is why वहाँ कहते हैं दिल्ली में वहाँ का मेन चेयर के नीचे धृतराष्ट्र का भूत बैठा है, इसलिए कोई भी उसको छोड़ के जाना ही नहीं चाहता. Rashtra is also the strong opinion, whether it is right or wrong. That problem is there of Dhritarashtrattva even in spirituality. That when we go on doing whatever sadhana we are doing, when somebody else comes and says a guru कि ये हो गया अब आगे वाला करो, हम कहते हैं ना 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 मैं हम नहीं करेंगे, हम इसी को पकड़ेंगे. That's called again Dhritarashtrattva. When that sadhana is fulfilled, like you have done upasana, japa, that leads to God's grace, which comes in the form of satsanga. Now, refusing to come to satsangas and shastra shravanam, if one continues only that lower sadhana, his ego is strong, he is a Dhritarashtra. At least he should add this to that. Because this is later on. Ultimately, the jiva is suffering because of avidya and ajnana. Only through vidya and jnana he can get liberated. But people don't want to change. That is all the Dhritarashtrattva. Everywhere that is there. So name also suits him. Vaichitra Virya also suits him. Bho Vaichitra Virya. Then Tam Kurunam Kirti Vardhana. You are the developer of the name and fame of the Kurukula Kuru Amsha. In brackets, if you do what we say. Tentative. है ना, पहले किसी से बात करो, कोई बच्चे हो, मूर्ख हो, यूथ हो, पहले उनको अप्रिशिएट. झूठ है ना स्वामी, अरे पूरा दुनिया ही झूठ है भाई, कुछ अच्छा काम करने के लिए कोई बात कभी कभी चलता है. सो ही इज कुरुवर्धना, What say? Kurunam Kirtivardhana. Dhritarashtra must be feeling very happy. Then he will give his ears to listen. Like every doctor to the child, he will praise so much so that the child is giving attention. Then he'll be given that bitter medicine or that injection. That doesn't mean that the child is really great. How stupid he is, he also knows everything. So to Dhritarashtra's case. But you are Kurunam Kirtivardhana. See, in Mahabharata, if you study, see, here also we will see the last mantra of Dhritarashtra, how much pure wisdom it contains. Dhritarashtra is not a otherwise person that fool. He has heard from Bhishma, Drona and Vidura and Sanat Kumar and all of them. He has got theoretical wisdom, but that is covered because of his attachment to his son. That's the problem. In the same way, all Indians have wisdom. That's why nobody comes to our classes because they are wise. They understood now. But when it comes to practicality, they miss it. They are overpowered by some or the other emotions or attachments. धृतराष्ट्र का भी वही बात है. Therefore, when Akrura ji addresses कि you are Kurunam Kirtivardhana, it could be correct also. We need not laugh at it. He is wise person, yes. God is also a part of that creation. He is living his life, and we have seen in Bhagavatam Prathama Skandha, he toward the end of life when Vidura bangs Dhritarashtra in so many ways, Sharamnayata, you are taking alms like a beggar. When Duryodhana is through Bhima is throwing food at you, Sharamnayata tumko aisa डांटते. Bhima doesn't do like that. But Vidura does say so like that so that Dhritarashtra can get Vairagya. Then, after listening to that, Dhritarashtra, Gandhari, Kunti, they all leave overnight without telling to the forest and they do the Vasya. It is said Dhritarashtra reaches the truth at the time and then Gandhari, gets burnt, even Kunti, in that forest fire, according to the Bhagavad Puranam. So, all this wisdom worked towards the end after all due calamities done. So therefore, let us give to that Dhritarashtra. Doesn't mean that you become friend to him. So you are Kurunam Kirtivardhana. Again, as I said just now, in anticipation, if these words of wisdom and the wisdom which you already have, if it is used before it becomes too much, before it goes out of hands. Clear? Thereafter, Bhratari Uparate. When your Bhrata, Pandav, when the Pandu, Bhrata, your younger brother, Uparate, when he disappeared, when he died, then Adhuna Asanam Astidaha. Now you are taken this seat of being a king. So when Pandu died, Pandavas, Kauravas were children. So till they become little elderly, as a custodian king, Dhritarashtra is made as king. So in these two things are there. Very subtly, Akrura says, एक तो क्या है कि the kingdom has come in your hands, therefore you can rule it such a beautiful way that you become Kurunam Kirtivardhana. Thank God the reins have come in your hands. Not that thank God Pandu died, but he died, but instead of going somewhere, the kingdom came into your hands. Therefore, you can do such things by which you will be the Kirtivardhana of the Kuru. But second subtle thing is there, very more true than this one is what? When Pandu died, you got the kingdom. Means what? You are not actual king. You don't deserve. It belongs to Pandu, followed by to the Pandavas only. Mind this point. For the time being, you are only a trustee. Don't covet it. Don't think that it should be given to your undeserving, useless fellow son, Duryodhana. Now, these are all the wisdoms if we don't gain because our attachments, our decisions are wrong by which, see in case of Dhritarashtra, आंखों के सामने all his 99 sons died. Not a small calamity it is, no? When so many sons died, what about their wives, their children? सारे हो गए, सारे बच्चे अनाथ हो गए. Their friends, how many people must have missed them and miserable became? Not as like now in Ukraine war and all. How many Ukraine soldiers died? Even Russian. What about their families and all? Itna dukh nahi. Any of that type of human created wars. Of natural calamities you cannot avoid. But these things, we have to see that. So you are not kingdom. Your brother died. Therefore, just accidentally or incidentally it came to you. You can't be the owner of it. You are a trustee. It actually belongs to Pandavas only. By all means. So that is the sweetest way of AKRURA talking in such a way that the appreciation is done through which attention is sought and the bitter truth also conveyed in a sweet manner. These are all called as the oratory skills. Oratory skills have the language aspects, the grammar aspects, that all the way of presentation. But the intentions, the attitudes, using the right words at that time, it's all arts. In many, many lives we learn. Sri Ram Bhagavan, Sri Hanumanji are very famous for that, the way of speaking. Many people also are there in the world, good orators, they get the work done. सरस्वती माता कृपा है तो हो जाता है, then they become very famous. That's all. It's okay. That's not our subject right now. So bho bho vaichitya virya tvam kurunam kirtivardhana. Then bhratari uparate pandav. When the Pandu, your brother, gone, adhuna asanam astitaha. It is temporary. So in our life, what we can learn, whatever the positions have come to us, they are temporary and they have come to us with due responsibilities. Every position, every identity, every authority, every power is endowed with the duties to perform. Focus on duties when those positions are given, then you are doing the right thing. Instead of doing those duties, if we misuse that powers of positions given, we are doing lot of sin everywhere. Like a father, it's a position given. As a father, take care of children. Instead of that, if you waste time and all, don't take care, then उसका अपना नुकसान वहाँ लिखा जाता है. So to politicians, became MLA, maybe MC, वो जो भी है काउंसलर्स बनते हैं वो, तो that's a great thing given to them. If those responsibilities they fulfill in truly doing their duties, it is such a great blessings to them. Remember, in the spiritual and political field, truly if you serve the praja, the promotions will be of the highest level. It is like Subedar becoming army general, chief of army staff. Can you imagine it in the dream also? Suddenly happening? That much of a leap in evolution happens if as a political leader, as a spiritual leader, if they fulfill their duties truly honestly, because the subjects or the number of people going to get benefited are of big number. Each of their prayers and happinesses become blessings to him. True it is. That's what actually the subject Vidura is going to talk in next to 2, 3, 4 slokas. Very careful. So having this way praised him, having recognized, making him recognized that you are king now, you are not only the father of your Duryodhanadi misguided children. है कि नहीं? हमको ये भी देखना है ना कि we are responsible persons. He reminded him of that. Then what he says next shloka, three things he says. Hmm? Three things when you do, two things will come to you. In this only, the main teachings of Krishna Adi to Dhrutarashtra are given. Not that Dhrutarashtra doesn't know, but he doesn't know in such a way that he can implement them. He is still carried away by his weaknesses of attachments. So, what are the three things? Very important. Ki dharmena palayan urvima prajaha शीलेन ranjayan vartamanah samahasveshu श्रेयः कीर्तिम avapsyasi. Shreyaha, the ultimate good through the inner purification, qualifying for spiritual evolution. Kirti Mavapsasi, you become so great famous in this loka and other lokas that you are welcomed. That's the meaning of Shreyam Avapsasi, Kirti Mavapsasi. Ultimate good, ultimate name and fame. Kirti का अर्थ सब में आ जाता है उसमें. Like a person, so he did some great feat, known to everybody now. He has got the kirti. So behind that kirti, how many profits are there? देखो. First of all, government recognizes if he is a sports person, पद्मश्री वगैरह दे देते हैं. और भी अच्छा नाम कमाया देश के लिए, अर्जुन अवार्ड देते हैं. How many hundreds of companies approach him for advertisements? How many people call him for cutting the ribbons? How many places he is welcomed as chief guest? Everywhere he is given red carpet treatment because of the kirti and through doing good works. You can see more in today's world in the sports. महात्माओं को, संतों को कोई रिकॉग्नाइज नहीं करता, उनको चाहिए भी नहीं. They silently do the subtle work without our knowledge. They know what they are doing. The Mahatmas with their teachings, how they keeping intact the hearts of people so that they don't become demonical to destroy the whole world. It cannot be videographed or picturized. Like what, through the study of the Bhagavata Adi, we are spreading that vibrations, and to the listeners that guidance is given. You cannot videograph, you cannot measure it, you can't quantify it in any of the measurable quantifications. Doesn't matter. We know what to do. The Lord is observing. But these other people, little things done for the nation, sports में इसमें वो इतना ऊपर चढ़ा देते. Mainly in India type of countries, the sports and industry of the entertainment, they are that way. So why I'm talking about Kirti. Kirti means all Sukha Bhoga. And then tomorrow we'll study same thing in Taittariya Mundagopanishad Telugu वालों को कि how when this person lives life of Yajna Adi, the Ahutis taking the form of Surya Rashmi, how with great respect and reverence guide that Jiva to the Swargaloka that is taught to us. That is Kirti. He has come from the earth. Yeah. Has he done so many yajnas? Yeah. Such a great work he has done. Oh, very good. Welcome. This is the meaning of Kirti. So suddenly that Kirtiman people seen in the airport, everybody comes for selfies. People feel blessed in the company of them. They're ready to offer everything to that Kirtiman. Therefore, in life, somebody can give up Kamana, somebody may rise above the Kanchana, but Kirti nobody can give up. That is why in Gita, Akirtin chapi bhutani kathaishanti teyapyayam sambhavitasya cha kirtihi maranad atirichyate. All those things. Human beings work for Kirti more because it goes on even he leaves the body. So many things now, all those exhaustive details can be worked out some other time. But main thing is what? Shreya is ultimate good, where spiritual evolution happening. Kirti is this type of blessedness wherever we go. We are welcomed, valued, respected, revered, and served. These two come to you, Dhrutarashtra, if you do these three things. That is true for all of us also. First one, Dharmena Palayan Urvim. Ruling the Bhumandala because now he is a Raja with all the Dharma. Being a Raja, do the Paripalana of the Urvi with all the Dharma, not Adharma. And Dharma Shastras are there. Even the Rajaniti Dharma Shastras are there. How the Raja has to live. महाभारत में भीष्माचार्य तो ये राजनीति धर्म को इतना एग्जॉस्टिवली बताते हैं. In Adhyatma, in Valmiki Ramayana, in the Ayodhya Kandam, 100th Sarga, Kachit Sarga, Sri Rama through Bharata taught to all of us what is the Rajaniti Dharma. Those 100 slokas having hundreds of beautiful guidances for politicians is unparalleled. Nowhere is there. Every politician who wants to really become true in his profession, serving world and becoming himself greater, should study and should follow that Kachit Sarga of Sri Valmiki Ramayana. ये तो मेरा रिक्वेस्ट है. मैं तो कहता हूँ सारा लिख कर वहाँ पूरे पार्लियामेंट में, असेंबलीज में हर जगह रखना है. हर दिन 5-5 श्लोक उनको सुनाना है. पूरा राजनीति धर्म. Beautiful. So for Dhritarashtra, right now he being king, he is advised to do the paripalana of the kingdom dharmena. It mounts to, for all of us, what? Whichever the place, position we are given, do that work, not yielding to adharma for any greedy or selfish purposes. Do it in a dharmika rupa. You may be a clerk in an office. You may be a simple for shopkeeper in a shop. You ready jalane wale ho. Even you may be rickshaw pulla. Whatever we are. What counts is what we do. No. What counts is how much dharma we have followed in doing so. Therefore, dharmena palayan urvim. Direct instruction to Dhritarashtra. But for all of us, whichever the profession is given to us, do it professionally in a dharmika manner. In the dharmic manner, the main things are what? Whatever the works expected out of us, without getting misguided or misdirected for laziness, for any other thing, we should not miss what exactly we have to do. As regards the rewards are concerned, whatever duly that are to us, that much we have to take. We had in India some great prime ministers, even presidents also. They ruled the country with dharma, never ever have coveted anything for themselves or any of their own relations. That's a beautiful thing. उनको तो स्वर्ग में शरीर छोड़ने के बाद इतना अद्भुत रूप से हाथी पे सवार करा के रिसीव करेंगे. Great they are. But that is the evolution of hundreds of lives of wisdom by both means of getting kicks from the world of doing wrong as well as getting guidance of the Shastras from the Gurus and Mahatmas. जगत के धक्के खा खा कर हमको वैराग्य आना चाहिए. महात्माओं का सेवा करने से हमको ज्ञान धर्म के बारे में क्या करना है इसके बारे में आना चाहिए. विथ दीज टू अ जीवा स्टार्ट्स बिकमिंग मेच्योर्ड और परिपक्व. What is the meaning of kicking kicks getting from world? For every adharma done, the Lord sends somebody to kick us. From that, we have to slowly get detachment from any non-doings. When we are in touch with the Rishi Muni Guru Shastra, they teach us what to do. The world teaches us what not to do. The Gurus teach us what to do. In that way, dharmena urvim anupalayan. Is it clear? Dharmena palayan urvim. And think about why we have to yield to the dharma, for what results, what exactly needed to us. We need only 4 5 things. One is roti kapda or makan, second is sukha shanti. रोटी कपड़ा और मकान तो मिल ही रहा है. अब सुख शांति, when you do dharma it will come, not adharma. It's common sense, no? How see human beings are bereft of even these common senses for just one reason. This is not taught in schools, colleges as a mandatory subject. Money earning professions are professional knowledges are made mandatory. Life making spiritual, moral, dharmic knowledges are not made even optional. छोड़ दो उसको, जरूरत नहीं है. मतलब तुम आदमी बनने की जरूरत नहीं है. बाकी सब्जेक्ट्स पढ़कर तुम राक्षस की तरह अपने जीवन को जी सकते. दैट इज व्हाई आई ऑलवेज से राक्षसा उल्टा करो साक्षरा. An educated person academically, but not at all in the life's principles and rules. He is perverted educated fellow, though he is Sakshara, but his life is Rakshasa. Is it not? Dharmena palayan urvi. Wherever we are. To children also. Dharmena take care of them. What is dharma? उनका रक्षण पालन पोषण करो. जरूरत के टाइम प्रेरणा लालन करो. बट मोर देन दिस टू शिक्षण करना है. रक्षण, palana, poshana, and sikshana are the important things to be done by parents to children. Lalana and pridana whenever is required. अब क्या हो रहा है? प्रीणना एंड लालना इतना बढ़कर हो रहा है कि रक्षण भी नहीं हो रहा बच्चों का. बिकॉज आउट ऑफ दैट लालना all the unwanted things are given to children, by which instead of rakshana, the destruction is happening to their own bringing up our characters. Forget about shikshana. Dare not a parent teach the children. आज दम ही नहीं को उनको भी पता नहीं. They are also same brought up uneducated spiritually. Is it not important, this discussion? Should we not send these waves and vibrations into the world through our thoughts honestly? Hey Bhagavan, by your grace, let the scriptural knowledge, true, beautiful, reach to every heart. They get convinced about it, and that way everyone, when he lives the life of dharma, wherever they are placed, not only they evolve, their contribution makes the world a beautiful place to stay. एक ही चीज है जिंदगी में जो मेरे कारण सबको फायदा, मेरे कारण मुझे फायदा देता है, उसको कहते हैं धर्म. The opposite of it, adharma, I also fall down. Because of my adharma, I trouble the people around like traffic. if I maintain the lane, if I maintain the speed, if I really stop, look and proceed at the green signal, red signal, this is called dharma. I am safe. Others also not in a problem. But instead of adharmic hokar, unruly if I become in my driving, I also will be hit somewhere, or I'll be caught by the police and challenged and all. And also to other traffic, I become nonsense or nuisance. Is enough example. एक एग्जाम्पल काफी है ना कि धर्म alone helps me, and because of me the world. Adharma destroys me and also others. Therefore, first thing Krishna teaches Dhrutarashtra through uh, AKRURA is dharmena palayan urvim. अंडरस्टूड नो हमको ऐसे ही सब दुनिया धार्मिक बने, हम भी धार्मिक बने, हमारे जीवन से किसी भी लेवल का धर्म धीरे धीरे समस्त पूर्ण रूप से निकल जाए. In today's world, I talk to you one thing little delicate. More than Vedanta, more than Bhakti, more than Ashtanga Yoga, more than too much of money earning, which nobody can stop now, required education is Dharma. आजकल के दिन में धर्म सिखाना वेदांत आदि सिखाने से भी ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट, सीखना भी, फॉलो करना भी. Because without that, your basic qualification will not come even for spiritual evolution. An adharmic person, how can he sit for meditation? How can he do puja? चोरी करके भगवान के सामने अष्टोत्तर पढ़ सकते हैं क्या? माइंड में पूरा पुलिस वाला ही रहेगा अंदर करने को. Is it not? Today's world needs dharma more, values more, bhaichara more. All our Sanatana dharmas, these Vyavaharika dharmas are required more. Because without that, people are becoming so destructive and criminal to themselves and the world. Then Swami, why are you not teaching those dharma shastra, why tattva shastra? अरे इसमें वो भी आ रहे हैं ना, हमने तो बताया आपको. But then there's somebody should be there to sustain the shastra jnana also. Therefore, we are doing it. Bhagavan has given me this job. But practically, dharma jnana is more important. Is it not? बच्चों को धर्म सिखाओ, धर्म का शिक्षण. How to be with your own employees or the colleagues and the bosses or subordinates. There are dharma with your own drivers or servants, wife or husband, children, all that. Much, much before you get them married, you teach all that. If you don't teach, suddenly एक लड़की को लेकर कर दी शादी, उसको भी उस माँ बाप ने नहीं सिखाया, इसको भी नहीं सिखाया. Instead of Bhagavad Gita and Mahabharata values in their house, daily dharma kshetra, kurukshetra, dishum only will happen. अब जबान चबा के कोई फायदा नहीं है कि अरे रियल ये सब सिखाना था मुझे मेरे बच्चों को. अब तो सिखाओ. लर्निंग इज नेवर ओल्ड, नेवर लेट. एनी एज इफ यू लर्न इट इज बेटर. नहीं इतना बुढ़ा हो गया मेरे को अब दिमाग की क्या जरूरत है. यार अब भी दिमाग की जरूरत है करके दिमाग काम नहीं कर रहा, दिमाग में दीमक लग गया, अब करे क्या. So dharmena urvim palayan, we have seen it. Remaining, we will see tomorrow. Second one is prajaha shilena ranjayan. Third, sweshu samaha vartamanaha. Shreyaha kirti mavapsasi. Second is paripalayan praja shilena ranjayan. Making the people happy by your own very character and conduct of great personality. This is second one. Third one thought will be Vartamanaha Samaha Sveshu. Towards all your people, have the equal vision, not a biased vision out of attachment because of any reason. With these three things, you will get Shreyaha Kirti. The two things, Prajaha Shilena Ranjayan, Sveshu Samanaha Vartamanaha Samaha Sveshu. These two we have to study. We will see tomorrow. Then, if you don't do this, what are the negative repercussions, consequences? That also AKRURA tells. Thereafter, one most important thing which we will study, if possible, more than 1-2 days. Our AKRURA speaks or Krishna speaks. What is that? Ekaha prasuyate jantuhu, ekaha praliyate. Person is born singular, lives singular, dies singular also, and he goes to different places depending upon his own sukruta and dushkruta. All other, your wife or husband or parents or children, nobody is permanent. अरे शादी से पहले कहाँ था वो बंदा, है कि नहीं भी पता नहीं हमको. After some time, one of them depart. Even parents leave us. All the offspring, siblings, brothers, sisters, they get married or उद्योगम. हर जगह कौन है साथ में बताओ. Learn to live all alone in life before the Lord makes you all alone for some or the other reason of your own prarabdha. We should strike the balance between living when the people are there with same ease, without compromising with our sadhana, and when we are left all alone with intensified commitments, we have to do sadhana for our evolutions. In this effort, whoever have left for good, they are also evolving. Pray for them, but don't pull on remembering all that. उससे कोई फायदा होने वाला नहीं. हाँ, do in the due timings, whatever the due things to be done. Whenever you remember them, thank you, all that. But खींच कर पकड़ कर रोते मत रहना. हो गया होगा बस, और क्या, आगे बढ़ो. आगे बढ़ो only spiritually. Not that आगे बढ़ो चलो died for another marriage, third marriage, fourth marriage with the fifth marriage. Not that of nonsense culture. So तो हो गया. वो तो नहीं होना चाहिए. We do our spiritual evolution everywhere. Never ever advice of anything else will be given from this Vyasa Pitha. That topic very crucial. It comes. Really learning to live alone. Is it not? Why dependency? We are the Ishwaras Putras, the Lord will take care of us. Why on the other? And they serve us because of their obligation prarabdha with so much of dukkha inside themselves. Living independently is giving independence to others also. याद रखो, हम किसी को पकड़ के रखते हैं ना, वो हमको ही पकड़ के रखे ऐसे नहीं है ना. They have 10 other people in different relations. Then we become burden to them. Really, it is so. Your own children, when they get their children and all, they can't give time to you much. Then they feel you are a burden. They won't express it outside. So we have to discover that being independent. That's why Vanaprastha ashram. Jala waha puto, apna sadhana karo. These topics Dhritarashtra ko sikhate hain. And your punya papa goes with you. That's what he says. Sukrutam eka eva cha dushkrutam. Sukrutam dushkrutam. That is what goes with you. These are the wisdoms we will learn tomorrow. Sarvam Krishna Arpanam Om. Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Sri Bhagavata Sharanam Mama. Shri Sadguru Sharanam Mama. Shri Suta Sharanam Mama. Shri Shukadeva Sharanam Mama. Shri Vyasa Sharanam Mama. Shri Narada Sharanam Mama. Shri Kumara Sharanam Mama. Shri Brahma Sharanam Mama. Shri Vishnu Sharanam Mama. Shri Parabrahma Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Sharanam Mama. Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. He Natha Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. He Natha Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. He Natha Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. He Natha Narayana Vasudeva. Om Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Krupatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Swarge Satyeja Kailase वैकुंठे नास्ति अयम रसः अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामा मुञ्चत कर्हिचित्. ओं नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओं श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः. श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण शास्त्रम द्वादश स्कंधः आभासश्च निरोधश्च यतश्चाध्यवसीयते स आश्रयः परं ब्रह्म परमात्मेति शब्दते. ओम अथ चतुर्थोऽध्यायः. श्री शुक उवाच. Friends, on the topic of Athyanthika Pralaya, Bhagavan Shukadev ji is teaching through Parikshit ji to all of us the essence of all the Vedanta which Upanishads which teaches about the Atma Swarupa Jnanam, gained which once for all we rise above the Jiva Dehadi Tadatmya, get liberated. If that's not gained, every time we are given a Deha as a Jiva, we enter into, identify with that and surroundings, and with lack of wisdom or knowledge, keep doing non-positive things only to deserve further such type of dukkha or punishments only. Very, very crucial. And every shloka is essence of one or the other Upanishadic theme only. So we were, that's why, studying one by one shloka. Now let us chant 30th mantra onwards. Nahi satyasya nanatvam avidvan yadi manyate nanatvam chidrayor yadvato jyotishoर्वातयोरिव यथा हिरण्यं बहुधा samiyate नृभिः क्रियाभिर्व्यवहारवर्त्मसु एवं वचोभिर्भगवान् धोक्षजः व्याख्यायते लौकिकवैदिकैर्जनैः यथा घनोर्क प्रभवोर्कदर्शितः ह्यर्कांशभूतस्य च चक्षुषस्तमः एवं त्वहं ब्रह्मगुणस्तदीक्षितः ब्रह्मांशकस्यात्मनः आत्मबन्धनः घनो यदार्क प्रभवो विधीर्यते चक्षुः स्वरूपं रविमीक्षते तदा यदा ह्यहङ्कार उपाधिरात्मनः जिज्ञासया नश्यति तर्हि अनुस्मरेत यदैवमेतेन विवेकहेतिना मायामयाहङ्करणात्मबन्धनं छित्त्वाच्युतात्मानुभवोऽवतिष्ठते तमाहुरात्यन्तिकमङ्गसम्प्लवम् ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. These are the shlokas with the theme and meaning. Million dollars worthy, even more than that. Money will give only bhautika bahya sukha. It cannot give manashanti. How can give us the mukti? That's why these spiritual knowledges are always priceless. And they are eternal too. And if you are conscious, every shloka of Shukadevji through Parikshit is so sublime, so pregnant with all the beautiful wisdoms to be culled out or selected and lived. Yesterday we saw Vikaraha Khyayamanopi. Even though the Vikara called as the entire world is called Vikara because it is a Vikara of the Trigunas. Trigunas have come from the Maya. Maya is called Avidya of Paramatma. Not knowing Paramatma is called as Maya, which has one side Avidya, other side Trigunatmika Prakriti. That alone gets imbalanced or modified through the Vikaratva, leads to the manifestation of this Jagat. That's why the Jagat is called Vikara. And then every moment the Jagat is going on, changing also. This is what we'll study again in that fourth of the Pralayas. Anyway, so Vikaraha Khyayamanopi. Even though you are experiencing the world of this multiplicity of names and forms, yet be attentive. Next sentence is crucial. Pratyagatmanam antara na nirupyate anuhu api. Without the pure conscious self, even an iota of so big looking this vikara yukta jagata can be experienced. Is it not? Pratyagatmanamantara anurapi na nirupyate vikaraha khyayamanaha api. Is it not? Therefore, it has no independent existence. Syat chet, if the world is independent of the Pratyagatma, then it should live independently. To live independently, it should have its own Chaitanya. And a Chaitanya Yukta person alone can live independently, is it not? But do you see the Jagat has its own Chaitanyam? No, it is Jada. If at all it is there Chaitanyam, but the Chaitanyams cannot be two, therefore the Chaitanya of the Jagat again has to become the Chaitanya of the Pratyagatma only. This is how the logic leads us to subtle understandings. That's why वेदांत को एक बहुत सपोर्ट करने वाला शाखा है या दर्शन शास्त्र इज न्याय शास्त्र. But at ultimate level, Nyaya also will not work. That's why Naisa Tarkena Madhirapaneya Proktanyenaiva Sugnanaya Prishta. Ananya Prokte Gatiratra Nasti iti Aniyanhi Atarkyam Anupramanat. At the final touches, only the experienced Guru's words of wisdom powerfully lift the person's understanding from the intellectual to intuitive. But before that, the logic Nyaya is a lot helpful. But same Nyaya logic crookedly used that can make destroyed. That's what the Dhrutarashtra Adi, the Ravana Adi, and also children many a times they use the crooked logic to cheat us and destroy themselves. न्याय एक भयंकर वेपन है लॉजिक. If that is misused, there is no destruction more than that. So to same nyaya can rightly use, like a dustarkah dustarkat suviramyatam shrutimataha tarkaha anusandhiyatam. Bhagavan Adi Shankara spashta roop se in tattvabodha sadhana panchakam he spoke to us. So here what is the tarkam? Ki if this vikaraha jagatu, if it is antara other than pratyagatma, for it to sustain, it has to have its own independent chaitanya. One, it is not seen so. Second, even if the chaitanya is there, chaitanyams cannot be two. Therefore, that chaitanya, this pratyagatma chaitanya, has to become one only. Therefore, totally, because of this pratyagatma only, even the anu of the vikara jagat is seen or certified. Therefore, this scenes, this pratyagatma alone is permeating everywhere. Not having this knowledge is that which is not only projecting the vikara yukta jagat but giving it reality also. This is what we have to become. Therefore, the presence of pratyagatma we have to become stronger and stronger in. That is called as abhyasa. That is called as anvaya sadhana. What is doing, though consciousness is present in every experience of Jagra, Swapna, Sushupti, yet it is never valued. Just like without breath, even a minute we can't live. Yet the breath is not valued. That's why in the Aitara Upanishad Shanti Mantra, Namo Brahmane, Namaste Vayo, Tameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi. Like parents, so much loving, but they are not valued. Gurus, selflessly, they just want to give us the liberating wisdom, but we don't value. The most value things are given freely in this world. Because they are given freely, we don't value them. So, what is sadhana there? Become aware of Pratyagatma more and more. Recognize its presence and value, that without it, the Vikarayukta Jagata cannot exist in iota. Therefore, respect or value Pratyagatma. In the valuing and respecting of the Vikarayukta Jagata, the Pratyagatma became uncared. Like in the value given to the wife, the value given to the mother is gone. In that case, you have to strike balance both. But here, the more we give value to the Pratyagatma, the Vikaravan Jagat's value is reduced. To that extent, it stops troubling us. This trick which the mind is playing, we have to counter it with the counter trick. For that, the convinced wisdom is required. Shastra tries to give us wisdom and its conviction. If you receive it. If you don't receive, what can Shastra do? So, Vikaraha Khyayamanaha api. You are saying, na, I am seeing the world, sir, it is real. Yeah, but Pratyagatmanavantara na nirupya asti anurapi. Even anu also, you know, none of the Jagra Sapna Shupti worlds can exist without the conscious inner self. If at all there, Syat Chet Chit Sama, Syat Chet Chitta, then Samaha Atmanaha. If at all it is independent of Pratyagatma, it should also be Chaitanya Rupa. What Chaitanya cannot be two, therefore Samaha Atmanaha. It has to become self only. Therefore, the self objectified is the world. World subjectified is the self. World subjectified is the self means observing that in whose light the world is seen. In whose presence the world has existence, world is being aware also. That is in the existence and awareness natured Paramatma only. This is actual mukti giving first vidya to be given. इसको दे ही नहीं रहे कहीं. अबे कोई दे रहा है तो कोई ले भी नहीं रहे. People want junk food than healthy food. People want funny exercises rather than yoga asanas. People want, instead of fresh air of the natural atmosphere, they want the air in the closed rooms of AC and all. That's true. People want fashionable clothes rather than which comfort the deha. People want the entertaining, sympathizing, misguiding people more than The people, those talk strongly, but who talk truth to us, called parents and gurus. This is how our minds are corrupt. They all have this virus that has to be removed by proper antibiotics, antifungals, and antivirals. Also, they have to be made immune with all those medicines, vaccines, etc. Only Shastra Adhyanam with a guru regularly with full faith. Till the guru dies and we die, that faith should not be loosed or missed. That is called as the creator of the strong vaccination. After which these bacteria, fungus, algae, staphylococcus, all those things don't attack us at our mind level. This is the essence of this shloka. Further, you can contemplate. We have given the main idea. Second thing is what? Nahi satyasya nanatvam. Satya, sadvastu, truttu, essence, reality, substratum, कुछ भी कहो नाम, उसका मेनीनेस नहीं होता. सत्य वस्तु एक ही होता है. अविद्वान यदि मन्यते नानात्वम, if somebody accepts the nana in the sadvastu, he is avidwan first of all. He should be given vidya. What is the vidya given to him? The vidya given to him is to answer to his own manyness. Why he is seeing many, he should be told. Is it not? Then he'll be convinced that vidya should remove the avidya from that avidwan who is accepting nanatvam in the sadvastu. Three examples are given. Ki chidrayoho, jyotishoho, vatayoho. And what is the essence of all these three things, which we studied yesterday, day before, very exhaustively? I know that I remember. But this being very essential knowledge in the Adhyatmika Sadhana Jivana, essence of Upanishads also, I am repeating for myself. In all the three things, the examples, what I said is the main subject or object being same. The differences are only because of upadhi. That's what we quoted yesterday. Upadhi bhedat swayameva bhidyate cha. Upadhi apohe swayameva kevalaha. Tasmat upadehe vilayaya he vidvan vaset sada akalpa samadhi nishtaya. So the pot space, the hall space, the temple space, the open space, are there really four spaces? Can the space be divided in that way by any reason or means? No. Yet we are using those spaces also, we are calling them different names. Where from they all have come? Are they not because of the walls which are supported by again the same space? So to उपाधियों के दृष्टि से देखने से हमेशा एक रहने वाला सद्वस्तु नाना के रूप में देखा जा रहा है, बना नहीं. One mud only, as a pot, as a gamla, as a lamp, as a wall, as a brick, one mud only. That is all upadhis. And great is our morning class complementing to this one, especially the next to next loka. These many names are nothing but the Rupanama only again. That will come in the next to next loka. That time we will study. So here the main point is because of the upadhis drushti that the nana-ness is seen, but in the essence, the truth, the manyness is not there. So manyness is because of some upadhi superimposed on the truth without the truth being actually made into many. That is the meaning of nahi satyasya nanatvam. सत्य इज एकमेव अद्वितीयम ब्रह्म. तो इन द ऊपर श्लोक में सद्वस्तु का हमको दर्शन दिखाया गया. आत्मा, द श्लोका नंबर 27 इज टोल्ड दैट 28 में क्या कहा? वेर एवर द कार्य कारण इज देयर, दे आर नॉट ट्रू. देयर इज थर्ड एस्पेक्ट विच इज सपोर्टिंग बोथ कार्य कारण इज ट्रू. Through that, our attention from the Karya Karana is brought to the substratum. In the 29th sloka, that substratum is finally furthermore explained by showing to us that entire world of Vikara of Karya Karana is non-existent without this Pratyagatma. Therefore, that substratum in whose presence Karana and Karya are dancing is showed to us as Pratyagatma. And by the way, that Pratyagatma is also explained as Chitta. Okay, so pratyagaatmanamantara nanirpyo sanurapi syachet chit samaha atmamatu. So that is told as pratyagatma, that is told as chitta, that chit pratyagatma alone is our own atma. Up to this, we are brought in these slokas up to 29. In the 30th sloka, what he said is, this Pratyeka Atma, which I discovered within myself beyond all the Karya Karana, is not one per one set of five koshas or one upadhi. It is one without second. That is what Satyasa Nanatvam Nahi. So the self in me is the self in all. So Atma Jnana leading to Brahma Jnana or Sarvatma Jnana. Without Atma Jnana lifted to the level of Sarvatma Jnana or Brahma Jnana, it is not a complete knowledge. नहीं तो क्या कहेगा वो, मैं तो आत्मा बन गया पर दूसरे लोगों का अभी पता नहीं, अभी बन रहे हो लोग. ये ऐसा नहीं होता हो. Once I discover my real self, same self is everywhere. Can the water wave say, I discovered myself to the water, but I don't know about other waves. So I think they may be waves only. They may not be water. Will you tell like that? The behind me, the wave, what water is there, alone is behind every wave. So to the conscious self in me, alone is conscious self in everywhere. Therefore, there are no nanatvam in the pratyekatma. Self is one without second. Therefore, on one self substratum only, somewhere Ishvara, somewhere Jagata, somewhere Jiva, they are all projected. That's called as creation. That play is going on. Then what is our job? Discover that one Pratyekatma as yourself, then play in the multitude. Playing in the multitude becomes a problem when the common substratum is not discovered. Once you discover it and abide in it and play in the multitude in a lighter manner, taking it as a play only, not taking it seriously, where is samsara? There is no samsara. That is why when I discover myself, which is birthless, changeless, deathless, eternal, immutable, pure conscious existence, on that स्थूल सूक्ष्म कारण रूप में समष्टि और व्यष्टि सृष्टि आ रहा है जा रहा है, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? How many millions of waves have come and gone on the ocean, water? How does it matter? So, to how many times the dehas have come of every type? People have come in our life as relations. They give variety of love and comfort. Nothing is new, nothing is real, nothing is permanent. If we can awaken to this wisdom truly, dare can anything trouble us, make us miserable? Will we be attached to any particular thing? Either we love universally or we live in our own selves. This is called moksha. These all wisdoms will slowly click to us when our intuitive intellect grows by the grace of Guru and Bhagavan when we do upasana, and by grace of Shruti Mata when we are regularly listening to our Shastras without compromise. You know, like you look at serials 1 week, you don't want to miss it because some nice story may be there. With more interest than that, you have to keep on listening Shastra. एक दिन भी नहीं छोड़ना, ये मार्ग पकड़ना. Shastra Shravana Marga to open up our intellects. Because it is available, it is given to us. For some other people, that may be their thing. We are not contradicting with that. But for us, like what I believe in, I can teach that. And there is nothing wrong in it. And what is that? Studying Shastras and doing Upasana to Guru and Daiva. Through Shastra, the intellectual knowledge grows. To their grace, this knowledge leads to the intuitive power. That intuitive power makes us realize these very beautiful, sublime truths. Once they are done, all the darkness of the deep nights go away from our life. Then in light, there is no problem. All problems are only in darkness. Darkness means ignorance. One of them is this. Pratyagatmanamantara nanatvam na asti avidvani dimanyate. Then it is only manana, not real. It is like calling the infinite spaces, the hall space, the pot space, the different spaces. When your drishti is on conditionings, you are seeing the truth as divided. Like when the drishti is on religion called as conditioning, then you divide the humanity as Hindu, non-Hindu and all that. It's a conditioning. Everything is conditioned. When drishti is on the nation, then we divide the humanity as that national, this national. What is its practical purpose and all? I'm not talking that. That is different. I'm just giving example. When the drishti is on the language, then we say ये language हुआ. उपाधियों पे दृष्टि दोगे तो सत्य जो है वो अलग अलग देखा जाता है. Once you give importance to Upadi, thereby see differences in that one truth, there's nothing but calamity, nothing but dukkha. Therefore, Nirupadika Ekatva, or by that means by which we can see the oneness, that is the right wisdom. That is why our Prime Minister, wherever he goes, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, he talks it. That's why all the worlds are expecting India to lead the world now, all the countries. But when it comes to China, we keep that sentence in background and we threaten them. We tell them warning, like our Home Minister said yesterday. Not even an inch land will be given. How can it be? That is different political border diplomacy. But diplomacy and tattvamasi, both of them we should know which to use where. You can't say it with China tattvamasi. That fellow is dragon. He will drag on the problems. But with the universe, we have to other countries, it is tattvamasi. We are all one. Interesting. That's why we are all one. Therefore, India gets all the crude oil from Russia and they are selling it to America. We are getting commission. Intelligent. This is a very powerful shloka. Now, Yata Hiranyam example also we have seen yesterday. Tomorrow, very crucial topic of the Jiva, Paramatma and Beech Mein Ahankar. That topic will be studied. And that topic I want to talk at least for 1 year. Because that much we is troubled by our Ahankar. This ego phantom, how many forms it takes, and takes the help of the chameleon type mind also put together, how it creates havoc in our own personal life, in turn in the total life. If that has to be studied, 1 year it will take. How many shapes it takes, how many, like your children, how many notankis they do to get the things done by you. You understand, the children, they have different knacks and intelligences. The other day I saw a child. Father told, don't see the cell phone and all. That fellow did not listen anyway. Night at 10 o'clock, the father was watching cell phone. This fellow comes and tells, why are you watching cell phone when you told me? Ab dekho. That means you also don't do, or when I do, don't stop me. That fellow at age of 3 4, इतना दिमाग उसका है. Not in the right direction. The devil दिमाग it is. Don't get appreciation of the children's this type of behavior, saying that intelligent. They are arrogant there. They are disobedient. They are stupid fellows. They are growing wrongly. उनको prune करना है उधर. You kick that fellow and say, whatever I say is right, you just shut up. If you don't give that fear, he will not listen. He will grow in a wrong way. That's why पौधों को सीधा बचपन से ही ऊपर करो सीधा. अगर छोड़ दोगे तो they grow in a wrong manner, they'll be cut pruned by the society or the world. Don't give chance to the society to set right your children. You do that. I'm telling an example of child to prove how the ego phantom also takes so many positions. And it takes the support of Shastra. It takes support of all the goodness for doing the bad. Like, the neighbor country. They take the name of Lord for all terrorism, for disrupting peace everywhere. Take the name of Lord, devil quoting scriptures. देखो, if you define the Lord himself as according to your own convenience, what can anybody do? That's why in Hinduism we don't define God. We say whatever Shastra says, final. And our Shastras never change. The Shastras which are studied by practiced and practiced by Prahlada in the Satya Yugam, the Shastras studied practiced by Rama in Treta, studied practiced by Krishna in Dwapara, are the same ones, even without a letter our changed or edited, that are our Shastras. They are eternal, they can never be touched upon. They are not edited or improved upon. That's why we are safe. We don't change philosophy depending on the who gurus come. Those gurus many come and go, time pass brand. But Shastra ko follow करने वाला only eternal. Great. This topic tomorrow, if it comes tomorrow and day after, little bit will throw light, but very sensitive topic. We should have the sensitivity and sensibility also to catch that very sensitive topic. First of all, we have to ready to listen. If given a chance, we can deliberate on that. Both how the mind and the ego together destroy individual as because of him the total. Same thing is there, Dhritarashtra also. Same topics come into us in all the textbooks. Same will be in Telugu. Apara vidya bhi वैसे ही रहेगा. प्लवायते अद्रुड़ा यज्ञरूपाः. Anyway, let us continue this tomorrow. Sarvam Krishna Arpanam. Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnasya Purnamada Purnamiva Om Shant. Hari Om Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha Paramarshibhyo. Om Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan Ki Jai Adhunath Maharaj Ki Jai Om Bhurvo Swaha Pranaya Pana Vyana Udana Smana Brahmane Madhya Vande Astabhada Prakshana Shunatambula Nirajanan Darshayami. ओम नीलमेघ श्याम कृष्ण नित्य जगन मोहन कृष्ण बाल गोपाल कृष्ण भव्य मंगल वेणु गान लोल कृष्ण वेदांत वेद्य कृष्ण नवनीत चोर कृष्ण नित्य मंगल भक्त जनाधार कृष्ण परम दयावाद मुक्ति संधाय कृष्ण मूर्ति मंगल गीतामृत दात परम योगेश पार्थ सार रूप कृष्ण सतत्र सूर्यवतारकं निमामितवान् तमेव भान्तवन्वतस्य वा ओम मंगलम श्री कुरुक्षेत्र नक्षुणिहारिणे पार्षदरूपा गीताचार्य मंगलम बोल श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय बोल श्री वेद व्यास सुखदेव सूतादि भागवताचार्य की जय बोलो भागवत महापुराण की जय सब संतन की जय सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तनम गोविंद गोविंद थैंक यू जस्ट 20 मिनट ही पढ़ेंगे ज़्यादा नहीं और अध्यात्म रामायणम